I'm on the phone with Goal Line Football Commissioner and 29ers team owner and star running back Shaka Gray. How are you doing today, Commissioner Gray?
Well, I'm doing good today, just feeling the impact of how great the league is going and just understanding that we're moving in the right direction. It has me in a very positive mindset knowing that we're creating opportunity here.
Looking back at 2022, what started as a concept became a reality. Five-man football became a competitive, entertaining form of football produced for a social media audience. With all that being said, Commissioner Gray, what is the most memorable moment as an on-player for you in 2022?
One of the most memorable moments is when the 29ers played the Vibes, and the 29ers almost clinched it at the end, but the Vibes shut down the 29ers with a great defensive stop. And that really showed me the competitiveness that the league has and the motivation that these guys have to actually put on great entertainment for everyone that comes to watch us. And the feeling that I have inside me, it's like it was yesterday.
I remembered it quite well. Same question, Commissioner, but from a player's perspective, what was your most memorable moment as a player?
Well, as a player, it's a great feeling being on the field and knowing that your skill is being respected and being used. So for me, I don't want to say that my experience, but I'm going to use myself as one of the greatest memories is when I fumbled the ball at the 10-yard line and it rolled and tumbled and it kept on going into my direction, and somehow by the time I got to the 1-yard line, it landed in my hand for the touchdown. And it was one of the most ridiculous but awesome plays I've ever experienced myself in my life. And I really go back and look at that highlight and I'm like, how did that happen? But at the same time, another memorable moment is when number 81, Gomez, he stopped me at the 1-yard line after I did a double reverse and I switched the field. And I'm telling you, this is a big guy. He is over 235 pounds, and he was able to hawk me down on the field and just deny that touchdown. It was just like, wow, he really did that.
Gomez is a beast. I'm sure he will be featured in Goal Line Football in 2023. Recapping the year in review, we saw the Desert Drip emerge as a young, hungry team, but couldn't hold it together as a team, and they disbanded late in the spring of 2022. As the Drip disbanded, we saw the emergence of the Shaka Spartans. The Spartans were composed of several players recruited by Vibes Football in early 2022, but felt they had enough guys to make a run for the 2022 championship rings. After leaving the Vibes, the newly formed Spartans looked like a championship team, but possibly were a few pieces short, including a dedicated QB. Rumors have it the Spartans are now splitting and becoming a second team known as the Timberwolves. As commissioner, what was the Drip missing to be competitive? And for the Spartans, is a split a bad move for a group of guys so close to winning it all?
Well, that's a really good question as we move forward in our league. And I say, as a commissioner, the most that the Drip they were missing was leadership. They had great skills. They had energy. They had passion. But what they did not have was someone to lead them in the right direction as a coach or even as a player or even as a team captain. There was just too many chiefs on the field, and they didn't want to listen to each other. But what they needed was that one person to bring all of that together. And I felt like they could have made a championship run if they had leadership, because that's the only thing that they were missing, and they were awesome. And I would love to see them back in the league. Once they get leadership, I swear they'll be a force to be reckoned with. And for the second question is it's a good question, because a lot of teams I see split up, and sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad. But I feel like in this case, it's a bad one. Why? It's because they have a lot of components that can compete in the GLF 5-man, and they just feel like the ownership is a little loose-ended, and they want to now separate two and go against each other as a competitive team. But I feel like if they stay together, it would be great. But now that they're splitting up, it's going to take them a long time to rebuild.
I couldn't agree more. Next question. As a team owner and general manager, what are some of the adversities that come with team building and facilitating the players' needs on your roster?
Well, looking back at the building of the team and the adversity, it's the major part of getting players to believe in themselves and understand that you have the skill. You have everything it takes to be a part of the team. And another thing that stops them is the ability to be able to have the lifestyle for football and to understand that football is the lifestyle and they have to live it like one. It's kind of like going to the gym. You know, gym is a lifestyle. You can't go to the gym one day, pick up weights, and expect to be strong and to be able to lift 95 pounds on a curl dumbbell without consistently doing it. And so, and that's just one of the big adversities that, as a general manager and a team building, that's what they need and what they need to understand. And once players get that, it's going to be great.
Great message. Let's hope they are listening. Now to the 2022 World Champions. The Vibes started 2022 strong, then lost a few key pieces when the Spartans formed. When it looked like a major rebuild, Vibes general managers and Meeks found QB Mikey Provost and several Coach Low Valley players to continue winning in goal line football, and together they made a full run for the championship. Amassing a record of 10-3 with one no contest. Their no contest came in the spring during a 5-man World Championship tournament that saw the 29ers win their first game, only to have the tournament cancelled due to the Spartans and Vibes both being disqualified for unsportsmanlike conduct. The Vibes hit the game won mathematically. The Spartans were eliminated, but the Vibes were unable to compose themselves long enough for the official decision to be made before being disqualified. The following round would have set up your 29ers against the Hot Vibes football team, with only one loss up to that point in 2022 for the 5-man World Championship. What would have happened if that game was played in the late spring of 2022? Walk us through it. Would have the 29ers been 5-man World Champions?
Well, I would say that is a tremendous question, and there's a lot of feedback on that one. I feel like the Vibes, they're a good team, and they have great competitiveness, but I am not going to talk down on the 29ers, and let's not shut the door on them, because when it comes to competing and everything is on the line, the 29ers always show up. And from me seeing them from outside looking in, they have the skill set, they have the players, they have the leadership, and let me not mention, they have the best uniforms in the league. So when it comes to that and you break all that down, the 29ers would have won that fair and square, because I feel like the 29ers is a better team than the Vibes. And yes, a lot of people will disagree with that, but if you go back and look at the highlights of the 29ers to any team in the league, you would say, man, those 29ers, they put in work and they don't stop. It doesn't matter what number they come with. It doesn't matter what happens on the field. It doesn't matter what diversity happens. They make it happen every time. And so if that game would have been played, 29ers would have been the champions. And let me say that the Vibes, great team. 29ers, much better.
I can see your point of view. After looking back at a hard-fought season that took a calendar year, and looking at the 12 scheduled tournaments coming up in 2023, with unscheduled events planned as well, can we anticipate the 29ers making a run for the 2023 championship rings?
I would say yes. You can expect the 29ers to make a great run for the 2023 championship ring. But within this, we have a couple new teams coming in. And we have the Hellhounds coming in with leadership and a composed team that is coming from different walks of life. And I'm talking flag football. I'm talking about 8-man football and 11-man football. So they could be something to technically watch for. And we already know that the 29ers used to have a player that was a general manager for the 29ers that created his own team as a Hellhound, Chris Norman. And so he has great leadership. He can put together a team. But I feel like the 29ers have a great run. And we have a couple teams that's coming into the league that's going to make this competition even better for the 29ers, which is going to make the 29ers play even harder.
Indeed. The future of 5-man football is bright. As Commissioner of Goal Line Football, what matchups would you like to see in 2023 with teams currently involved or uninvolved with the GLF?
All right. Well, that right there is a question that is about to create so much steam in this GLF world. All right. I'm about to start it off smooth. I would love to see the Hellhounds play the 29ers. And then also, I would like to see the Mud Dogs have a full roster and play the vibes and continue what they're doing. But ultimately, I would love to see the 29ers play the Mud Dogs in a tournament because we have not seen that yet. And we do not know what that game is going to look like. And the outcome of that is going to be entertainment. And when I say entertainment, I mean that the 29ers have a running back that can't be stopped. They have a quarterback that can find an open receiver and move around. And he hurdles over players every time. But the Mud Dogs, they have a Mud Dog that is a running back too, which that is going to be a contest of who can score the most touchdowns. And at the same time, the Mud Dogs have a great leader as a quarterback that can now compose a whole team, and he comes with professionalism, which is super great. And I want to touch on the topic of the non-involved teams that is in the GLF. And I feel that if we can get the Desert Sentinels into the GLF, oh man, it would make it funky. And at the same time, if we can now invite the Sin City Govs to be a part of it, which we already know they are a force to be reckoned with in the 8-man football. They last season, they just won the championship at their first season. And then on top of that, the other league that they were in, they almost snagged the championship from the Desert Sentinels. So that would be something that is completely on my agenda to try to make it happen. And if they don't want to be a part of the GLF, they're going to want to be a part of the GLF after this one. And there's another team that I would love to see, the Infernos, the South Bay Infernos. They are outside of LA, and I feel like they have great competition over there. So if we can get those 3 new teams into the GLF, it would make the atmosphere of football competitive 1,000 times fold. And I'm saying that with all my heart. And I feel that the GLF has a home for them if they would love to be a part of us. And when they do join us, they're going to say, thank you. I looked at this as it was just 5-man football, but this 5-man football has gave me a new aspect and a new drive for football. And so this right here is an open invitation. If you guys are listening, hey, welcome to the GLF. All you got to do is give me a call and you'll be involved.
Like always, thanks for your time, Commissioner, and the best wishes to the 29ers in the future. The floor is yours to close out 2022 and deliver the first message of 2023.
Well, as we go into the 2023 season, I would like everyone to know that the GLF is here to create opportunity for everyone and anyone. And we take the lives of our players seriously, of them achieving the next level. That's why we are creating everything that we are creating right now. And we have different phases to now boost these players in such a way that they achieve the next level. And every tournament, they actually get a cash prize. That is, as our phases go, the cash award goes up too. And I want them to know that we care about their safety, we care about their lifestyle, and we care about producing their skill and putting it out there for everyone to see it. And when everyone see it, they already know it's going to be the top product. And everyone always say, what does the GLF have that no one else has? And I'm going to tell you, Dave, we have great ownership. We have great leadership. And not only do we have great leadership, we are a nonprofit organization that is charitable and that gives back to the community. And not only do we give back to the community, we have a mindset of building an atmosphere that will boost the community by helping. And I don't want to touch into all the logistics of exactly what we're doing, but if you watch us on any platform, you will see that we are here to help grow and achieve the best for everyone and anyone that is involved with us. And if you're involved with us, just know you will not fail. You will succeed and you will make it to the top.
That's the message.
And Dave, I would like to thank you for conducting this interview. And I've had a great time, and just being able to talk to you it has motivated me even more and gave me more ideas on how I can improve this league as a commissioner. And I would like to thank you for your time and everything that you do for us and what you do to advertise for us. It is great. And I hope that we can now create the culture that everyone sees and they're like, man, the GLF came out of nowhere and they're going everywhere.
Bringing opportunities to communities through sports and entertainment.
And we are the GLF that creates opportunity for any community. And it's not just Palm Springs. It's not just Beaumont. It's not just the high desert. And it's not just LA. It's anywhere and everywhere. We are here to help. We are a nonprofit organization that is charitable. And with that being said, thank you, Dave. And you have a wonderful day.
Thank you, sir. Until we chat again. And to our listeners, I'm Dave Barnes and that was Commissioner Shaka Gray. Thank you for being part of our amazing program. We hope to see you at our game.